The Echoing Green Fellowship application is extremely competitive, so it's important to clearly communicate what your idea is, how it will work, and why you are the right person to lead your project. In this video, we'll talk through how to effectively communicate your idea and ability through 3 of the most important application questions. Questions 1, 4, and 9. Question 1 asks you to summarize your organization's work and purpose in just one sentence. For this question, we want to know what community you plan to serve, what effect you wish to have, where, and a brief sketch of what your idea is. We've made a limit of 150 characters here, including spaces, because we want you to be concise. We know it can be hard to convey so much information in such a small space, but we want you to break your organization's work down into its simplest form and leave out anything that isn't absolutely necessary. Think about this question as if it were a bumper sticker for your organization. After we read it, we don't expect to know everything about your organization. We can read the rest of your application for that. However, we should get a brief understanding of the basics after reading this sentence, and hopefully that gets us excited to read more. 2012 BMA Fellow Fight for Light's one sentence is a great example of concise and cogent language. They wrote, "Empower local Black college students to be environmental leaders by providing them access to sustainable energy and urban agriculture practices." Here they communicate who, local Black college students, what, empowered to be environmental leaders, where, local college campuses, and how, by providing access to sustainable energy and urban agriculture practices. And they do this in just 146 characters. 2012 Echoing Green Fellow Forum Comments is another good example. From this one sentence, we get a clear understanding of the proposed idea, who it will help, where, and how. Note that neither of these examples tells us everything there is to know about the organization, but they give us a basic understanding. The most important things to remember about question 1 are to keep it simple and keep it brief. Question 4 is all about getting a deeper understanding of exactly what your organization will do. Here we want to get a better sense of what your day-to-day work will look like. What will you and your staff do on a daily basis? In a given month, what will be the primary activities you undertake? Explain to us in detail your organization's products, programs, or services. Think about a member of the population served by your organization and tell us how they will experience it. After reading this answer and the answer to questions 1 and 2, a reader who has never heard your idea before should be able to explain it back to you. If a reader doesn't get the idea after reading these 3 questions, then you need to work on making your answers clearer. This question is more about the specifics than the big ideas. Be specific enough that you are not just repeating the broad idea, but explain to us what exactly your organization will do. In your answer for question 4, make sure to communicate the details of what your organization will do instead of getting hung up on further explaining your idea for social change. Question 9 isn't about the organization. It's about you. What makes you so passionate about this issue or constituency? Explain to us what is driving you to take on this challenge. Echoing Green is as interested in you as we are in your idea. In this question, we want to understand what makes you so passionate about the issue. Is this issue personally important to you? Share your experiences working in the field and geographic area, or your experiences with the population you intend to serve. Be specific about the duration of your experience and the capacity in which you served, but don't just reiterate your resume. Use this question rather to communicate why you feel so committed to the issue or the community with which you'll work. Include here also why you think now is the perfect time to act. Question 9 is about detailing your personal connection to the community with which you'll work, so we can understand why you are the right person for the job. This slide has some helpful tips to a successful application. First, review our website. Many otherwise strong applications have disqualified themselves by failing to understand our support materials, such as our application guide. Secondly, start the application early. Strong applicants give themselves time to thoroughly think through their ideas, be reflective, and answer concisely. Next, strong applicants are specific. They don't just tell us that they're going to save the world. They explain to us how they're going to do it. You should provide concrete examples and statistics to demonstrate a clear connection between your work and your goals. Next, be concise. Our application has character limits, so it's important that you use the space provided wisely. And lastly, proofreading is an essential part of a strong application. Have a content area expert read for feasibility, logic, and persuasion. Have someone who knows nothing about your organization read for coherence and clarity. After reviewing your answers, ask this person to pitch your organization back to you to see if your application is conveying your organization accurately. And lastly, make sure to have a good editor for mechanics, like style, structure, and spelling too. So what should you do next? Sign up for emails for more information on our application dates and deadlines. Watch some more of our videos on the fellowship, eligibility, and how to write concisely. Start on the application essay questions, which have been made available prior to the application opening. And of course, get ready to apply between December 4th, 2012 and January 7th, 2011. This last slide has a timeline for Phase 1, the semifinals, and finalist weekend.